Tune into the Salsa Kings Network. Crack one open if you dare, creeps.
Where did you go?
Been around?
Oh my God. I'm freaking out. You just disappeared.
What? I took off.
But you didn't say anything. You just left.
Yeah, I think I really wanted to stick around after that.
What?
You got a lot to learn about men, kiddo. Although I guess you proved that last night.
What are you saying?
Let's not make an issue out of it, okay? In fact, let's not talk about it at all. It happened.
I don't understand. Was it me? Was I not good?
You were great. Really. I thought you were a pro.
How can you say this to me?
Lighten up. It was a good time. Right? Doesn't mean like we have to make a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's what? Bells ringing, fireworks, a dulcet choir of pretty little birdies? Come on, Buffy. Sound like I've never been there before.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Buffy. We're just two boys watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, giving our thoughts, our review, our reaction. We are your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance Tucker.
Oh, going last name today.
Sometimes
Okay.
I throw it out there, baby.
All right. And today we're talking about Season 2, Episode 14, Innocence. Written and directed by Joss Whedon. The original air date was January 20th, 1998. This came out a day after the last episode, to an audience of 7.94 million. Biggest audience yet.
Wait, so this came out like the next day?
Yeah, the last episode, Surprise, came out on January 19th, 1998. And this one came out January 20th, 1998. So
Interesting.
This one should have been titled Surprise. Uh-oh, there's a cop car going on. They're coming for us, Vance.
No.
The pod, it's getting too big. We're spreading too much vampire misinformation.
Yeah, vampire misinformation.
Can they come in if they're invited? Who knows?
How long do they eat? Do they have to eat every day?
This is a banger of an episode. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
And there was some absolutely... I know it was supposed to be like badass moments. They were hysterical to me.
Yep.
There were some very funny moments. There were some very heart-wrenching moments.
There's some moments that make you go, what?
Yeah. I'm very much looking forward to doing this episode with you today.
I've been excited to do this since I watched the episode last night. So,
yeah. All right, so let's get into it. So we start off with Spike basically being pissed, and he's talking to Drusilla about how he's pissed that Buffy and Angel know about the judge, and the judge is like off in a corner kneeling.
He's like meditating.
Yeah, and Spike's like, what the hell's up with this guy? This guy hasn't killed anybody yet. Like, we brought him to destroy the world, and he's just sitting here. And he's like, I'm gathering my strength. The judge says that. Yeah. And Spike's like, it looks an awful lot like you're just sitting on your ass, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people do, you know. Sometimes you see someone sitting on the couch and they're doing work. You know,
Absolutely.
Their brain is moving.
Just sitting on their heels.
Yeah.
They're working.
It might seem like he's not working, but he's doing stuff.
He's doing his breathing exercises.
I also wouldn't trash talk a person that can just touch and kill a vampire.
Right? I love that Spike has this, he's in a wheelchair.
It's
so he's like not, and he's just like more flippant and disrespectful than ever.
What happened to him, man? He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess he doesn't have the crazy vampire healing powers or something. I don't know. But then Drusilla starts to have a vision about Angel. and she falls to the floor, and Spike does the whole like, "What is it, love?" And then she just starts doing her creepy laugh and just like, "Oh, Angel." And if you don't remember from last episode where we kind of come back to the ending there, Buffy wakes up in Angel's bed alone after their night of lovemaking. And Angel's in the street getting rained on, screaming Buffy because his curse has been lifted because he found pure happiness. Mm-hmm. But the unsuspecting woman who's trying to help him doesn't know this. She comes up over to him. She's like, "Hey, do you need me to call 911?" And he pops right back up. He's like, "No, you know what? I'm feeling fine. This lady is smoking a cigarette." I need to say this. This woman's smoking a cigarette.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'm glad that you're feeling better." Takes a puff of her cigarette. Angel turns around with vampire face, bites her neck to feed on her. And then when he's done feeding on her, blows smoke. It's like, that is incredible.
It's so stupid that it's genius.
Yeah.
It is. It is amazing in such, like, I wrote ha 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 in my notes just to, like, because it's no way it ever physically could ever happen. But it's so funny. You are sucking blood out of her neck. It's no way smoke is getting into your lungs.
I'm just saying, I thought of it as like a tracheotomy hole
Yeah,
where she's smoking and he like goes so deep into her throat that he creates a tracheotomy hole, sucks the smoke from her lungs, and then blows out this. Dude, it was amazing.
It's a great villain reveal for Angel, though. It's perfect. Yeah. Like, I would not take this out of the episode. It's
also like there's been so many lead up moments of like smoking is bad.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Angel turns bad, he starts smoking, which is fantastic. Like,
good point. Yeah.
Like it's so great and so stupid and so silly, but I loved every second of it.
Yep.
My note says, lady goes to help. Angel eats her, smokes because she was smoking.
Mine just says Angel bites neck and blows smoke. Ha 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 ha.
Incredible.
And yeah, we are starting this episode off hot.
Hot. Yeah. Smoking hot.
Yeah.
So then we have the intro song, and then Buffy's walking to her home and she sneaks in because her mom doesn't know where she was all night, or she thinks she was at Willow's. So she starts to walk up the stairs. She's fully dressed.
Yeah.
Then the mom goes, "Hey, Buffy." Buffy turns around, starts walking down the stairs. And the mom is like, "What are you doing?" And then Buffy goes, "Oh, I was just going to go take a shower." It's like, you're fully dressed and you're walking downstairs.
Yeah, I was really confused by that. Because I started to write, "Why are you fully dressed?"
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, she was at Willow's. So she's coming back home from Willow's, but she did do the step turn down like she was coming from her room.
Yeah. I mean, this is the nitpickiest of nitpicks.
No, I mean, I'm just surprised you thought the same thing. It was just like a weird setup of either you were away with Willow and you're coming home the next morning, or I think she was supposed to be at Willow's late, came back home late at night, and then came back.
Yeah.
And it's coming down.
That checks out.
But she's fully dressed. Not like
she's got boots on, and she's trying to be sneaky, and then she gets on the steps, just like clang, 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 clang.
And then she's like, "Oh no, I'm going to take a shower." And her mom's like, "Okay, wait, Buffy, something looks different about you.
Is everything okay?" And Buffy's like, "What? No, I didn't have sex with a vampire."
She's like, "I know what happens to all of us girls at that age."
Yeah, the mom is so suspicious. She got her eyebrows like, all right, okay.
I should be more suspicious about you being fully dressed, about to take a shower, but okay.
So then we cut to the school, and Xander pops into the library, and it turns out he was staking out a bus stop all night looking for vampires.
Which everybody was crazy.
Yeah, why were they doing that?
They were trying to figure out if the pieces were going away or something, because they don't know if the judge is together.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget exactly.
I was kind of confused here, but Xander had some funny lines about, like homeless people wanting to wash his hair for him and stuff. Xander and Willow are like, well, we know where Spike and Drusilla are, so we should go to their warehouse and rescue Buffy. And Giles and Jenny Calendar and Cordelia are like, that's stupid. And Willow's like, you're all stupid. We're going to go save Buffy. And then Buffy shows up just at that time.
Well, I mean, Xander is adamant about saving. Like, Xander's got a lot of, and we understand kind of later why, but he's brave as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I don't give a shit. Like, we're going.
Well, he's always been like brave, but stupid brave. You know, like he's like willing to throw himself in danger for Buffy.
Yeah, or Cordelia. Like, he's or Willow.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
He's a down friend. Like,
who did he tell, like, if you hurt Willow, I'll kill you?
Buffy.
Okay.
Yeah. He told Buffy that if something happened to Willow, that he'd hurt her.
Yeah. He's a wild card, dude.
Oh, hey, don't fuck with his friends.
Yeah. So
even
Buffy
if
shows
his
up.
Friend.
So Buffy shows up and she tells everybody that the judge has been assembled, and they're like, oh no, we need to beat the judge. Like, Giles is like, well, we need to destroy him and I need to research more about him. And Buffy's like, yep, you should do that. Willow's concerned about Angel because Buffy was like, he didn't check in with any of you guys. Where is he? And then Willow's like, oh man, I wonder where Angel is. And then she and Buffy kind of have like a moment of like, what's going on? And then Jenny Calendar is suspicious of Buffy for some reason. I forget what happened there, but like Jenny Calendar did something and there was like an odd moment between her and Buffy.
No, she's walking up the stairs and then they just see Jenny Calendar like watching. Is that what you're talking about? When they walk away?
Maybe. I don't know. I have written in my note, Jenny Calendar is suspicious of Buffy, but I didn't take very good notes for this episode, apparently, because I completely forgot what she's
going up
about.
the stairs. It's a bunch of don't do drugs posters. Right. And then
right.
You see Jenny It's really oddly framed because the posters take up most of the shot. And we did have a listener bring up that if we're watching this on Amazon, which I am watching it on, we are watching crappy remasters.
Because, this is kind of like when Disney remastered The Simpsons and like you lose some of like visual gags. Yeah,
they're not in the 4:3 aspect ratio that it should be in. And I think Hulu might have some of the seasons on it, but in my research, it looks like it's really hard to find the original version.
Damn. Well, guess who doesn't have Hulu? Ya boy. So I'm sorry, listeners. I'm going to be rewatching this remastered version.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah. So we don't know. The framing probably could have been a little different here. You probably aren't supposed to see as much of that poster wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miss Calendar's looking over the stairway and she's like, oh, I got my eye on you, Buffy, basically. Then we cut to Drusilla, who is woken up from her faint attack. And she's laying on a table and Spike wheels over and he's like, what are you doing, love? And she's like, I'm counting the stars and I'm naming the stars. And Spike goes, you can't see the stars, love. That's the ceiling. Also, it's daytime. And she's like, and Drusilla's like, I can still see him.
Yeah, I'm like, Spike, why are you being so literal here?
Yeah. You're obviously involved with a crazy person. Like, you should know this by now.
Yeah, and it's like, whatever.
I love, like, the moments that he chooses to bring her back to reality.
Yeah. I know all your visions come true and where vampires and magical stuff happens and there's a demon judge walking around the room, but you can't see stars.
Yeah. What a silly bitch. But this is when Angel shows up and Spike is like, oh, you just don't know when to quit. Let's all beat up Angel. And then the judge turns around and he goes to attack Angel. And Angel's like, oh no, you're attacking me. Oh, except it just tickles. And the judge is like, yeah, there's nothing to take from this guy. He has no humanity. And then Spike's like, shit, welcome back, dude.
Yeah. It's really weird how Angel knew he had zero humanity in him.
Yeah.
Like, even Spike and Drusilla have some in them.
Yeah, because the judge wanted to kill them immediately upon
and
waking
Nerdy
up.
Vampire obviously had some in him.
Yeah.
How does Angel have zero in him?
I don't know. He's a true G, I guess. He's a city boy.
Once that curse gets lifted. But yeah, is this the scene where what does Angel end up doing? Like is this where they ask how did this happen? And he's like, you wouldn't believe it if I told you.
Yeah.
And then Spike just like, who cares? And I'm like,
yeah.
What?
No, well, this is also one of my favorite lines is Spike says something like, I can't believe you're back. And Angel goes, yeah, baby, I'm back. It's just like, he is cheesing it up so much. It's so funny. Then they ask, like, how did this happen? He's like, who cares?
Yeah, and I'm like, come on, definitely find out. Like, curiosity.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I want him to say, hey, I banged a Slayer and this happened. So they'd be like, what?
Yeah,
and then Drusilla gets super jealous.
Right.
But it's interesting. I do want to note that this episode is a great David Boreanaz letting him like spread his wings and like stretch his acting, like because he's been the like Angel character and he's just been like
brooding, whispery,
yeah. But this one he gets to like really let loose, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and he's teaming up with Drusilla and Spike, and he's like, let's all destroy the world and all this stuff. And he takes a match, he lights a cigarette because he's a bad boy now. And Spike's like, all right, well, let's get the judge and he's going to destroy the world. And then Angel's like, no, I want to kill the Slayer. And then Spike goes, she's part of the world though. She'll definitely die if we get the judge. And then Angel's like, give me a night. I want to fuck with her. And then Spike's like, oh, you really want to hurt this girl. And then Drusilla's like, oh, you want to do what you did to me, basically.
Yeah.
And Angel's like, takes a puff of cigarette and he's like, you bet your ass.
I think that line that Drusilla says comes up a little later, but
yeah.
This is a point that I missed bringing up last episode. So vampires drink human blood, right?
Yes.
The judge plans to kill all humanity.
Yep.
What do the vampires do after that?
Yeah, this is like one of those typical bad guy things where it's like, I'm going to destroy the world. And it's like, yeah, but where are you going to live now?
Like
what's in it for you? Yeah. So,
like, because people aren't a problem for vampires.
Yeah, no, I think that they said that they're going to keep some of them as like farm animals, maybe.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, they also do drink pig blood too.
Yeah, but they don't like it.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah. And it's people are fine. Just go to the mall, scoop up someone, drink them.
Yeah.
Lie in the alleyway. If somebody's smoking, will show up.
The vampires have such bad strategies. Like, all of them live in Sunnydale. Like, they have such a huge congregation. Like, eventually someone's going to get suspicious that all of these missing people, like, spread out.
Yeah. They've been around for hundreds of years. They've been doing fine.
Or go to LA or New York. Like, there's so many people there. Like, most of the time they wouldn't even
but it's not the Hellmouth, baby. It's not the Hellmouth.
So stupid.
Spike also got introduced smoking, too. I just remembered when he pulls up. Yeah. Yep. If you smoke a cigarette, you're a bad guy in this.
Yeah. So Willow is then on the phone with Buffy, and they're all worried about Angel. They still haven't heard from him. Xander and Willow and Cordelia and Giles are researching the judge. And then Cordelia is getting kind of jealous of Xander's fondness for Buffy. And she's like, you're like going to risk your life to save Buffy. You wouldn't do that for me, except he has.
Multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noted that. I was like,
specifically saved her like a couple of times. Like that one time he saved her, that we thought that there was going to be like a moment between them. And then he's like, yeah, whatever, get away from me, Cordelia. Yeah. I distinctly remember that. Mm-hmm. But I guess that Cordelia doesn't.
It's like, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah. So then he's like, all right, I'm sorry. Can we make up and like make out in the closet? And Cordelia's like, I don't want to make up, but I do want to do that making out part. So they start making out in the stacks. And then they pull apart. Dun, dun, dun. Willow sees them smooching.
Yeah.
And then she runs away. And Xander runs after her. He's like, Willow, wait. And then Cordelia's left there like, what the hell is it?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I just realized Xander's in like one of the best positions ever. He's making out with Cordelia. He's got Willow like obsessed with him. And then he's got Buffy that he likes. So he's in like a triangle where he wants someone and he has a person he's with too. Like he has every base covered.
He's getting a job while he's already got a job.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then he's turning down jobs that he doesn't. And he's turning down another one. Yeah.
So he chases after her, after Willow. And Willow's like, how could you do that with Cordelia? Like, we hate Cordelia. There's a We Hate Cordelia fan club, and you're the treasurer. And then Xander's like, I don't know what to say. Like, it just kind of happened. We just kiss. Like, it's not that big of a deal. We just make out. And then Willow, and this was so heartbreaking because she's like, it just makes me so sad because it means that you'd rather be with someone you hate over me.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn, dude.
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to take. And it's like, I think he'd just rather be with someone that he considers super hot rather than you. Like, I guess that's...
Or it's like the taboo of being with Cordelia, you know?
I just think it kind of happened. They're like fighting led to that. Like
him
and Willow don't really belong together.
Yeah, Xander's kind of like a glutton for punishment, though, because he keeps going after like the girls that don't want him. And Cordelia's like constantly embarrassed by him, and Buffy doesn't want anything to do with him, but that's what he wants.
Yeah. And he's known Willow since they were since they were kids.
Yeah.
Willow.
Yeah. So then Buffy is walking up to her house, and then she's like, you know what? I'm actually very concerned about where Angel is. I'm going to go to his apartment. So she goes to Angel's apartment, and she sees a shirt on his bed, and she walks over to the bed, and Angel pokes around the corner with his shirt off, and he's like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? And Buffy's like, I was so worried about you. Why didn't you contact me? I was like, why would I fucking contact you? What, so we banged? Like, what am I going to contact you? Like, don't be such a weird lady about it. Stop being such a broad. And Buffy's like, hey, Angel, how could you do this? I was so worried. And he's like, why are you worried? What? And then she's like, I was just so happy that you're alive and well. And he said something about like, you don't know how to please a man in bed or something. And
she's like, was it me? He's like, oh, I've been with so many. And like,
yeah,
you knew what this was. And it's like, I got what I wanted. Like, it's all horrible.
All the cliche bad guy. Yeah. Like, I was just using you to have sex tropes.
Yeah.
And she says, she asks, was it me? And he just laughs in her face. Yeah. And he's like, no, it was great. It was so great.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And then he like pinches her cheek and he says, oh, I have it written down. Oh, it's not like I haven't been there before, you know?
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, I'm a head out now though. And she's like, but Angel, I love you. And then he kind of like snickers like, yeah, I love you too. See ya.
Yeah. And when he
just left there standing there to cry.
When she said, I love you, it was like what you brought up last episode about girls doing a breakup. Dropping the I love you as a last ditch effort.
Yeah.
Move. Because she's like teary-eyed. He's just been a jerk this whole conversation.
It's insane how big of a dick he is.
And he's getting dressed the whole time and getting ready to go out. Like, it's kind of perfect. And he's doing a great job of it.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the Angel that we know. Like, and he's having so much fun with it because it's fun playing an actor playing a jerk character, you know?
Yeah, and he is like hamming it up.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's enjoying every bit of it. And Buffy's done a great job, like, being hurt as fuck. Dude.
Yeah, like, she is devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good... this is kind of sound fucked up, but it was a fun scene.
Oh, I mean, it's a fun, traumatic scene.
Yeah. It's a nice, fun, traumatic scene. Then we cut to Jenny Calendar and her uncle's lecturing her about vengeance and how they don't give a fuck about justice. They care about vengeance, and Angel needs to feel the pain. And Jenny Calendar's like, well, I mean, Angel's helping, and there are a lot bigger problems in this town that he's helping us with, and we kind of need him. So maybe we shouldn't mess with him so much. And the uncle's like, nah, fuck that. We need to make sure he's miserable and keep his human soul and make sure that he's suffering constantly.
But there's a line in the scene where she says, "This is insanity. People will die." Yeah. And I was like, what are you what part is insanity? Like, it felt like she was just saying a line that didn't relate to anything.
Well, I think that she also is realizing now that Angelus is back.
Yeah. But like, why is she saying this is insanity? People will die. Like, what? Like,
I think because
it's not like the uncle did something crazy that led to this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like, that's what I don't get. Like, the curse stopped him from killing people. You were supposed to stop Buffy from having sex with him.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't do that. And now she's like mad at the uncle. Like, this is crazy talk. He's like, he's just telling you what happened.
Yeah, dude. I mean, their whole thing still confuses me a little bit. I know that you explained it last time, and I have kind of a grip of it. But
God. Like, are you still confused by that?
Look, I'm dumb. All right, sorry, listeners. Of the two of us, I'm the dumb one here.
Stop Buffy from having sex, or the curse gets lifted. That's what he wants.
Okay, but then why are they having this discussion?
No, this discussion doesn't make any sense.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
That's what I was just saying. I was just saying that I was literally saying that this conversation doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So then Jenny Calendar leaves. She's like, "You're all fools. And people are going to die, blah, blah, blah." So then we go back to school, and Xander's walking around the hallway, and Willow shows up again, and he's like, "Where did you go?" And she's like, "I went home for a little bit, and look, we need to figure out this relationship between you and I, because it's kind of fucked up. You've got emotional problems, dude. I don't know what you're doing with Cordelia, but there are much bigger things going on with this judge, so we need to put aside our differences and research how to kill the judge." And then Xander's like, "All right, that's great. I've got an idea. I've got a big idea. I got a plan, actually." And then they're like, "All right, well, let's go tell the gang the plan." So they start to walk away, and then Angel shows up.
Lights go out.
Lights go out. They're all creeped out.
I love the visual of the lights going out when Xander says he has an idea, because it's the complete opposite of the light bulb turning on.
Yeah.
I really love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the lights go out. Angel shows up. And they're all like, "Angel, thank God you're here. You can finally help us. I have a plan." And he's like, "All right, cool. Actually, though, I got something to show you guys. Xander, go get the others. I want to show everybody. And Willow, you come here." And Xander's like, "On it. I'll go do whatever you say." All of a sudden now, Angel, this guy that I don't like, and I've always been like, "What's up with you?" So Xander goes to get the other, and then Willow is alone with Angel. And Angel's like, perfect, like, devil creepy temptation. Mm-hmm. Like, "Come here. I want to show you this thing."
He's standing in the shadows.
Yeah, so you can't see his vampire face.
Mm-hmm.
And so Willow starts walking. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad that you're back. Buffy was so worried about you. Have you talked to Buffy?" And he's like, "Yeah, I talked to Buffy. Just come here." And then from behind, Jenny Calendar comes out holding a cross, and she goes, "Willow, step away from the angel." And Willow's like, "Wait, what? Why are you acting like this?" Angel rushes her and grabs her. And then Xander comes running back, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Because it dawns on him. It dawns on him. Like, he doesn't go all the way. Like, he stops halfway and turns back around. Because he's like, something didn't feel right about that.
Yeah. So he comes back, and then he's got Angel has Willow hostage now, and he's like, I'm gonna kill Willow in front of all of you guys. And Jenny's like, Willow, step away, and she's holding out the cross. Then Buffy comes up from behind Angel, and she's like, Angel, put her down. And Angel's like, oh, thank God that you're here. Now I get to show you what Angelus is all about, and I'm going to kill everyone that's closest to you in front of you, and I'm going to make you go insane, just like I did to Drusilla, basically. And while he's lecturing Buffy about all this stuff and she's crying, Xander grabs the cross from Jenny Callender's hand, sneaks up from behind Angel, and then just as he's about to bite Willow, Xander turns Angel around, puts the cross in his face. Angel freaks out, drops Willow. They fall into the wall. Angel runs and rushes Buffy, throws her into the wall, and he's like, all right, I'm out. See ya.
No. He kisses Buffy.
Oh, yeah, he kisses
Come on,
her.
man.
Look, I was taking notes.
That build up, I was like, oh, you're going to nail it. And you...
I fucked it up.
I was like, you didn't stick the landing on that one. Because he pushes Willow against the wall, and then he goes over to Buffy and kisses her, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then runs out.
That was... Dude, Evil Angel is so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like... Okay, because we were like, oh, we love Spike's like full-on evil badassery. Like, everybody likes a charismatic bad villain in these shows. And it shows that Angel could be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also big ups to Xander for his courage.
Yeah,
and just like...
Why didn't Jenny do it?
Because she is of two minds about this. Like, I don't know what her plan is.
Yeah, I mean, he's a vampire and he's got Willow. Like, and, you know, like, at that point, you know, he's turned bad. She's already knows he's Angelus. Like,
yeah.
So just walk up there and hit him with the cross.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But then Buffy's like laying on the ground and she's hurt and she's crying and everyone's like, Buffy, are you all right? And she's like, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Nobody chases after Angel. Angel kills nobody. He just dips out. But he leaves like a warning shot, like, I'm going to fuck with you before I kill you. Which is, dude, that whole scene where he's in the dark and he's like, come here, though.
Yeah.
It was kind of like It, you know, when the clown is in the sewer and he's talking to George. He's like, why don't you come a little closer? Come closer.
Yeah.
It was so good. I really enjoyed that scene.
I was happy everybody was there. I was happy everyone was there to see it too, and it wasn't just like two people saw it and then they had to like talk about like, I think Angelus is back. Like, and they're like, no, he's good, and they're like, no, he's bad. Like, none of that debate. Everyone saw it.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
Yeah, and so the gang has a debrief in the library with Giles, and Buffy's all sad, and Willow is then suspicious of Jenny Callender because she's like, how did you know that Angel had turned bad already? Because you were there and you were already ready to like hurt him, and I was still walking towards him. So what was up with that? And then Jenny, great lie here. Mm-hmm. She was like, I saw his face. He had vampire face. And Willow's like, okay. Yeah. I was like, very believable.
Yeah. I was like, that's 100% perfect. Like, you didn't stumble over and say,
Yeah.
You didn't pull a Buffy and just go, I saw, I got a text.
Yeah. Jenny's like very slick with the lies. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
So then they're talking about like, well, how could this have happened to Angel? Some kind of event must have triggered this. And Giles is like, what did you and Angel do last night, Buffy? And Buffy's like, shut up. I didn't do anything. And then he's like, no, but something must have made this happen. So what's going on? And then Buffy's like, nothing, it's private. And then she gets up and runs out. And Giles is like, what the hell's up with her? And then Willow's like, Giles, stay out of it.
Yeah, she's like, Giles, shut up. And the way she delivers it, it's like she's watching Buffy run away tearful. And like it dawns on her. And like you still hear Giles in the background. Like, it's really, really done well. And like Willow's just like, Giles, shut up. Like, it's such a like, that one line had so much emotion behind it and so much like subtext. It was so well done. Yeah.
Yeah. But then we get back to Xander being like, you know what? All this crazy shit's happening. I got a plan still, and I'm going to tell you all my plan.
But he doesn't.
So Yeah, but he doesn't. He tells his plan, but in the most vague terms.
Well, he says his plan involves Cordelia, not Willow.
Yeah.
And they need a van. And she says, I'll get Oz's van.
Yep. So then Angel goes back to Spike and Drusilla's warehouse, basically to brag, like, guys, I've been fucking with Buffy so much. She's gonna go crazy. And then, this is when Drusilla's like, oh, you want to hurt her like you hurt me? And he's like, yeah, of course I do. And Spike's like, hey, how about we just kill her? I want her dead. And then Angel's like, you don't get it, dude. I want to fuck with this chick. And Spike's like, no, but it'd be better if she was dead, though.
Does he like kiss Spike on the forehead?
Yeah, he does. It's very condescending. Like, Angel is so condescending to Spike in this whole episode.
And then Drusilla's always like, my angel knows what he's doing. And I'm just like, what is this? Do you guys hate Angel or do you love him? Like,
yeah, dude. Spike's getting cucked super hard in this episode.
Yeah, and it's like, remember they were torturing him and like, but I guess they all like, they know, okay, when he was a bad guy, he turned Drusilla.
Yes.
He tortured her and turned her into a vampire.
Yes.
But she still, I guess, had like that victim love for him still.
Like Stockholm syndrome type thing.
Like the when you're with your abuser, you know? I guess, but then it seemed like when she was sick, she was like, fuck this guy. But were they saying fuck this guy because he's not the mean angel anymore?
But before she was sick, she was still obsessed with him because I remember they met up in the graveyard and they had like that lovely conversation.
Yeah.
So I think that she still has feelings for Angel.
Oh,
and she's
I kind of love this love triangle that's happening here.
Yeah, she's settling for Spike. Like if Angel was like, Drusilla, I want you back, she'd leave Spike in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And Spike be there in his scarred face and wheelchair, like, but, wait. This isn't how this is supposed to happen.
No.
So then Buffy's at home and she's looking at the cross that Angel gave her and she's looking at the Claddagh ring and she just starts crying her eyes out. And then she has a sex dream about Angel and that sex dream turns into a vision.
I didn't think that was a sex dream as much of just a flash of what actually had happened.
Well, I think it was definitely a sex dream because she was in bed and then she wakes up at the end of her premonition that she has after the sex dream.
Yeah, okay.
Well, after the sex dream, she has a premonition and it's good Angel telling her, like, look at all the pieces around you. What's suspicious? And then she turns and Jenny Calendar has like a veil over her head and she unveils that it's Jenny Calendar. They're at a graveyard. And she's like, oh, Jenny Calendar's the suspicious one.
I hate stuff like this in movies and TV shows. I hate it's dream, a cop-out. The dream that gives you an answer. Because also they already set up that Willow was like a little suspicious, right? Mm-hmm. So like we have like a real world, like we could probably figure this out if we put some stuff together, right?
Yeah.
Instead it's like, Buffy just dreams it.
Well, it is established.
It is established in the Buffy verse that they have premonitions, but it's as a storytelling device, it always feels a little cop outish.
Yeah,
I agree. It's not the worst thing, but it's not,
So after she sees that Jenny Calendar premonition, she, snap wakes up. She like uncovers herself, is hustling the school. She is booking it to Jenny Calendar's office. She walks in the middle of a computer class that Jenny Calendar's teaching, just goes up and choke slams her on a desk. And she's like, what do you know? And Giles is there for some reason. And he's like, everybody, class is dismissed. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't need to see what's going on. And Buffy's just like, what do you know? You tell me everything that happened. What's up with you? Who are you really? And then Jenny Calendar just gives up everything.
How are you not in the hallway as a student, like talking about this?
How are you not leaving? I would stay and like get a fucking camcorder out.
This news would just like ripple through the school. Buffy stormed in and choke slammed a teacher.
Dude, where's the principal that wants to get her kicked out? She choke slammed the computer teacher
in front of everybody.
Yeah, dude.
And,
like, that would go like wildfire.
And you brought up a good point. Why is Giles just standing there?
Yeah.
He's like, it's a computer class and you have the librarian just standing at the front desk.
It made no sense why he was there, but he has to be the one to be like, everybody out.
He has to be there to hear this for the scene.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Buffy's like, who are you? What are you really? What's your plan? And then Jenny Calendar is basically like, look, here's what's going on. I was sent here because I'm from a gypsy town or whatever. And we were meant to keep an eye on Angel. I was never supposed to get involved with you. I was just supposed to keep you away from Angel because I needed to make Angel suffer or something because he destroyed my town. And Giles is like, what? You're a double agent? You're a mole?
I mean, I brought a demon back to life and killed a guy when I was younger, but like your story.
Right? And I also turned you into a demon briefly.
Yeah. But how dare you lie to me?
Yeah. Good Lord.
Oh, the double standards.
I just love how much choking goes on in this.
I know. That was like, she went straight for the throat.
She, Undertaker, slammed her on that desk, dude. It was awesome. So she's like, well, Angel can have his curse lifted if he has a moment of true happiness. And I think that's probably what must have happened. And Giles is like, wait, what could have made him so happy? Why is he such a happy guy? And he looks at Buffy, and Buffy like gives him the eye like, Giles, stop being such a naive dude. And then Giles is like, oh my.
And this is where the show equates sex with pure happiness.
Yep. Well, making love and confessions of love or whatever, but it only happened after they had sex.
Yes,
because they said "I love you" to each other before.
They've been like a couple. They've been like smooching. They've been kissing. They've been making out. They've been like saving each other's lives. They have reached every pinnacle of like love, except from crossing that boundary. And it's just basically that. That's what did it.
Yep. Well, Giles, let me tell you, I was sucking on that thing. It was real happy.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, Giles, Angel tapped that ass. So then we cut to...
no.
Oh, no, yeah. Never mind. So then... Buffy's like, well, why don't you just curse Angel again? I want you to curse him again so he has his humanity again. And Jenny Callender's like, well, I can't. All of those curses, they're in old texts and they're lost forever. And she's like, somebody's got to know how to do this. All right, take me to somebody that knows how to do this. And then she's like, all right, I'll take you to my uncle. So then we cut to the uncle and a door is opening. And he's got his back to the door and he's smoking a pipe or something. And he goes, I knew you'd come looking for answers, and I'll answer all of your questions if you want. And he stands up and he turns around and it's Angel who's there. And he goes, oh, I don't got any questions. And I was like, this is such a great villain reveal to the uncle.
I thought it was a great misdirect. It was a perfect setup for the scene before. We're gonna go see the uncle. You cut to the uncle. You see the door open. You expect Buffy and the team to come in there. It was a great misdirect. It was a great
setup, great misdirect, and Angel in the scene again, being true villain. So good, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very awesome. Just like, oh, I don't got any questions. I'm here to fucking murder your ass, dude. Yeah. And then Uncle looks like, oh boy.
Yeah.
I love it. So then we go to Xander, who's hatching his plan now. And his plan is involving the army. He's got Oz driving the van. He's like, all right, Cordelia, you need to come with me to this army base. And you need to, previously, he's like, you need to dress trashier than you usually do. And trashier, for some reason, is just like a silver pea coat and pants.
Yeah.
So then they break into an army base. And Xander's like, man, it's really easy to get into this army base, huh?
Yeah.
Really, this security is real flimsy.
Yep.
So they're going into an armory, and right as they're reaching for the door, a soldier stops them. He's like, "Hey, who the hell are you guys?" And he's like, "I'm Private Harris. I'm with the 33rd Division." And the soldier's like, "That's not even a real division, dude. Like, who the hell are you guys?" And Xander turns around and he goes, "Look, man, I just got deployed or something."
He says,
like,
"I'm on leave."
Yeah, I'm on leave. I just got back to this thing. I'm with this chick, and you know how big guns get the girls all hot and bothered, so I wanted to show her some big guns. And then the soldier's like, "I don't think I should allow you to do this." And then Xander's like, "Well, I think that your boots aren't regulation." He like dresses this guy down. He's like, "Your boots aren't regulation. You're really sloppy and you're here interrogating me. And where's your actual post? And you're holding your gun like a sissy." And then the soldier's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Okay, I'm sorry." And he's like, "I'm going to go in this armory and I'm going to bang this chick, all right?" And the soldier goes, "I'll give you 20 minutes. And Xander goes, "Trust me, I'm only going to need 5. And then he turns back around and he goes, "Forget that last part," I say.
Yeah.
So they sneak into the armory.
Which is super easy.
Super easy. It was like right next to the gate that they cut to like sneak in.
Yeah.
So they go into the armory and Cordelia's like, "How did you know where this armory is? And how did you know where the layout of all this place?" And Xander goes, "Well, remember on Halloween when I turned into an army guy? A military guy? Remember when I turned into a military guy? I remember everything from that night. And I remember the layout of all this stuff. I remember where all the guns are. I bet you I could even like get a gun assembled in under 45 seconds or 57 seconds or whatever. So I have all of those memories from that night." And I was like, "Well, then wait a second."
Yeah, this line just unravels a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna go nitpicky right now, guys. If you want to skip ahead like 5 minutes, because we're about to start nitpicking this.
We're about to go in deep. Does that mean the little kid remembers choking the grandma? The little kid remembers being a goblin. Does Buffy remember being a ditzy fucking Revolutionary War girl? Does Willow remember being a ghost? What the hell?
Yes. So now Xander should be able to fight pristinely for the rest of the series.
Yes.
Handle any firearm. Also, why does he know the layout of this base?
Yes, because he's like an old-timey military guy.
Like didn't he have a toy gun and like some random fatigues?
Yes, that his dad got or something.
I guess maybe they came from that base, but like I don't know.
Like, maybe there's something like his dad worked at that military. I don't know.
Here's the thing: I don't even think we needed this explanation to get this weapon. Like this just blew my mind. Like so, the person that turned into like a giant yeti, just remembers like what that is. What?
Well, there was so much off-screen chaos that we didn't see. Like, somebody definitely killed somebody.
Yeah, like, everyone seemed to remember everything from that. Like, is Buffy having flashbacks of being, like, a Victorian princess or something?
Dude, and the football player that was a rapey pirate?
Well, we think he might have just been dressed as a normal pirate that was raping. I think he was just himself dressed as a pirate.
I forgot that we had that suspicion.
Yeah.
But like that line opened up a whole can of worms that there are several questions about.
Yes. Unnecessary. Unless it comes back.
It has to come back. I don't think it will, but Xander should be a constant badass now. And he has gotten a lot more courageous. I will say that.
Yeah. That explains that. Why he's ready to just run into any dangerous situation.
But like you said, he should know how to handle all kinds of firearms. And he should be like, he knows that he has that in him now. So I guess that is explaining the like more courageous side of him that we see. But wow, what an explanation.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the show. So he is looking for this weapon that he's getting for Buffy that he needs for his plan. And Cordelia is sitting there and she's like, "Is that really true? do girls get horny looking at big guns? And Xander's like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. And she goes, do guys get horny looking at big guns? And Xander goes, I'm 17 years old. I get horny looking at linoleum.
I like the line. I always think it's funny when shows have teens state that they're teens and that they do stuff because they're teens. Like,
yeah,
no one talks like that. You're like,
I'm 17 years old.
I'm 16. I'm supposed to be partying and having fun. It's like,
yeah,
you're basing that off of not having any other life experience besides being 16. Like, yeah.
17 years old. I think about sex looking at linoleum.
Yeah. Like when I was 25, that would be different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then we cut to the outside, and Willow is in the van with Oz. And she turns to Oz and she goes, hey, Oz, we're here all alone. Do you want to make out? And Oz is like, what? And she's like, yeah, you want to make out? And he has this whole story, and this is a very lovely story that he has.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, sometimes when we're in class together, I look at you and all I can imagine is kissing you, and it's what I want so bad. And she's like, all right, great. And he goes, but to the casual viewer of this situation right now, it seems as if the only reason you want to make out with me right now is because you want to make Xander jealous because he is mooching Cordelia. And I don't want to kiss you under those circumstances. I want to kiss you when it's really you wanting to kiss me. So I don't want to kiss you. I can wait. And then Willow's like, oh my God, that was the most romantic shit I've ever heard.
Yeah. And it was great because at first I was like, oh man, Oz, you're going to talk your way out of this makeout session? I thought it's just going to be weird. But then he does this and I'm like, all right, this is
good on you, Oz.
Yeah, I'm like, this is all right. This makes sense.
Yeah, and I really liked that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you think Oz is like some kind of weird douche guy who's just like whatever. But he's a man of principle. And he's like, look, I know what's up here. Like, I don't want to be with you to make somebody else jealous. I want you to be with me because you like me. And then Willow's like, wow, what a good-hearted man.
And I like that he can see the situation. Like, we have another character that can see situations. Yeah.
Oz is like the most grounded person in this show.
Yeah.
Like when it was revealed to him that everything's vampires, he's like, no, this makes a ton of sense. Like this explains a lot of shit that's been going on.
This scene starts with, so you guys rob military bases often? And she's like, we don't have cable.
Yeah. That's what you got to do in this one Starbuck town.
Yeah. Welcome to the crew, buddy.
Yeah, I think Oz is such a great addition to this cast.
Oh, he's going to be there. Yeah, it was like one of those things where it was like weird that they kept introducing him with like one line.
Yeah.
It's so stonery. But
so when Willow was freaking out about Xander kissing Cordelia, if I was Xander, I'd have been like, I mean, you're going out with this guy Oz now, like, or does he not even know about Oz? Well, he knows about Oz because she brings up like, hey, he's got a van. Yeah,
but like she's still not like with like he was just at the party like the night before. Like that's the first time we've really seen her with him. And he knows that Willow has been obsessed with him. Like he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the other way around.
Yeah. So then we go to Jenny, Buffy, and Giles going to the uncle's place, and the uncle, they find him dead. And on the wall, it is written in blood, was it good for you too? I was like, this is savage, dude.
It is. It would be amazing if Giles hadn't figured it out yet. And he's like, what does that mean?
What kind of message is he leaving you, Buffy?
And then Jenny and Buffy just look at him like, dude.
It's like, dude, how dense are you?
Yeah. I thought you were in a band.
Yeah. How naive and British can you get?
No, but that is cold. That is literally cold-blooded, man.
Yeah. So they are all panicking about the uncle being dead. And then meanwhile, back at the vampire warehouse, the vampires and the judge are all planning some kind of attack. And this is like the most embarrassing for Spike thing that happens. Is they're all getting ready to go out, and Spike's like in his wheelchair, and he's like, all right, well, have fun, you guys. Like, have fun killing people. I'll be here. And Drusilla like grabs his face, and she's like kind of caressing him. And she's like, don't worry, love, we'll be back for you. And then Angel comes from behind, grabs Drusilla's hand off of Spike's face, and starts walking hand in hand with her. And I was like, man.
Yeah. I'm really confused what the dynamic was between the three of them previously.
Right? Because it seemed like Spike and Angel were buds back in the day.
Did Angel end up getting the curse put on him, fleeing, and then Spike hooked up with Drusilla?
I think that's probably what happened.
But then there's no reaction of Angel being like, dude, what are you doing with Drusilla?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know the backstory of this. I hope we get an episode.
All I know is Spike is getting cucked hard. Like that scene of Angel taking Drusilla's hand off of his face was just like so sad. You start to feel bad for Spike.
I love that this love triangle dynamic has started for them.
Yeah, it's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what pushes Spike to the good side, I guess, because then it's like, hey, I gotta take out this Angel guy. He's a real prick. He's stealing my girl.
Now we don't know what happens.
Yeah, everybody listening.
Yeah,
well, this is our first time viewing. We should mention that more often. This is our first time going through.
We should. So here's the thing. After what just happened with Angel, I don't understand how Buffy trusts another vampire.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see the machinations that they come up with.
So the vampires are all walking out the door, and Angel and the judge are walking next to each other, and Angel's like, hey man, you're looking pretty spiffy. And the judge is just like, spiffy? And then they walk out, and Spike is left there all alone in his wheelchair, and he looks so small.
They really just needed to like have him move it, and it just goes squeak, squeak.
Yeah,
just to add a little sadness to it.
It was so sad. So yeah, then Xander goes and he gives Buffy a gigantic package, like this giant wooden crate.
It looks like the same crate that they got the arm in.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Yeah. And they open the crate, and Xander's like, is that good? And Buffy's like, yep, that should do it. And Xander's like, I'll teach you how to use it. She's like, all right, great, thanks. And then peering out over the doorway in the background is Jenny Calendar, and she's like, you guys need my help at all? And Buffy's like, no, we're good, Jenny.
Yeah,
and
she's like, get out.
Yeah, she's like, get out. And then she's like, are you sure? She's like, maybe I could be of some help. I'd really like to help. And then Giles goes, Buffy said get out, and turns his back on her. So symbolic.
Dude, that was epic. That was
cold.
Ooh.
And it's such a tiny moment of him being like, fuck you, Jenny Calendar.
Yeah.
It was so good, dude. This episode is so good.
Yeah, it has those moments, man. Like the Willow being like, shut up, Giles.
Shut up.
And then there's like, she said, get out. Like him saying that to Jenny after like what they've been through and how much he likes Jenny. Like, and now he's just like, I can't even look at you.
Yeah.
And like, she's just in the background like, I didn't. And Jenny hasn't fucked up.
Yeah, no.
She just happens to be sent there to like oversee stuff. Like she hasn't actively done anything wrong.
It was so good though.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like that tiny, she said get out.
And all of this sets up really nice dynamics for future episodes, Like,
absolutely it does.
Like we have to see like how this Angel Spike thing and Drusilla thing works out. We have to see how Giles and Jenny get back on track. Yeah, there's just a lot of nice things here.
Well, it's also like then what happens with Buffy and Angel, and then Xander and Cordelia and Willow, Willow and Oz. Like, this episode sets up so much. Like, this is a masterfully done episode.
Yeah, we had a review. And leave a review on
on the Apple,
and you can also rate us on Spotify now on the app.
You can.
Yeah, if you go to the app, you can click a star thing on it if you're listening to this on Spotify. But we had a review and they're talking about the second season and how the middle of the second season is when the show really hits its stride. And I could see this being that turning point of the show because everything's starting to fall into place. So yeah, we're excited to see what happens. But
and it's great so far.
Yeah.
So Buffy and Giles go to the vampire warehouse and they're not there, and Spike is listening in over his, from behind like a crate or something. And they're like, well, they're not here. Where could they be? And then Oz is there with them, and he's like, well, I know if we're looking for a lot of people in one place, I know where the vampires would be.
Yeah, because the bronze is closed, apparently.
Yeah, the one night of the year that it's closed.
So there's not a lot of places.
Yeah.
It seems like there is.
So Oz's idea turns to be correct in that the vampires and the judge go to the mall, and you just see crowds.
Was it the mall or the movie theater? I wasn't really...
It started out as a movie theater, and maybe it's a movie theater in a mall, because they were showing a mall, too.
It seemed, maybe it's the movie theater at the mall. I was really confused. I'm like, are those concession stands and theater in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes, I get your confusion, because it does start out with showing a movie theater, but then it's like people are walking with bags and walking upstairs. So there's no stairs really in a movie theater.
There's stairs in movie theaters. What are you talking about?
Where? What movie theater?
Name
one.
There's so many movie theaters that have floors. What are you talking about? There's that one in New York that's on 30th Street. That's 4 stories high.
What?
What you never been to a movie theater and gone to the second floor?
I mean, at ArcLight, I guess.
Yeah.
But that place is closed.
Oh my gosh, Joe.
Most movie theaters don't have multiple floors, Vance.
I'm not saying most movie theaters. I'm saying movie theaters have floors.
I think we need to compromise.
No, we don't. They have stairs. You said
no. I'm saying that this is the compromise. This movie theater that they're at is a movie theater in the mall.
No, I think this is a non-anything, because when people are milling around, when the judge is shooting them, I don't know. They're just in a sea of people. It's nothing. No one should just be milling around down there.
Dude, so Vance just brought it up. The judge and the vampires come in and they start, I guess, kind of wreaking havoc. But
no one notices this.
Exactly, dude. They're at the top of a staircase. The judge zaps this one guy and he bursts into flames and no one reacts.
It's no reaction to a giant Thanos-looking alien creature standing at the top of the stairs. Kill everybody in this town. This town doesn't deserve to exist.
But you see people in the background while he's killing this guy, not a single one person. Heard doors slam open, a bunch of 20 people come in, and a giant blue guy make a guy burst into flames. No one reacts. Unbelievable.
Right?
But, that's, Buffy's got Buffy.
Even later, there's some guy trying to scoot past them from behind.
Yeah.
Before they start doing laser hands on everybody.
Yeah. So no one reacts. Then the judge starts zapping everyone in the movie theater / mall.
Mm-hmm.
Movie theater. Well, I'll just say movie theater. He starts zapping everybody in the theater. And it's this big chain reaction where everyone's getting zapped.
Mm-hmm.
Buffy and the gang show up. And then there's this pan up to the top of the concession stand.
She shoots him with an arrow.
Oh, yeah. She shoots him with an arrow. And he's like, what the hell is this? He takes the arrow out. And then we pan up to Buffy with a crossbow. And she goes, I think I got his attention now. And then the judge is like, what are you doing? Don't you know that no weapon forged could hurt me?
Mm-hmm.
And then Buffy goes, yeah, maybe that was then, but this is now. And Xander hands her a bazooka.
Yeah.
I loved everything about this.
It was one thing where I was like, okay, why does he have to teach her how to use this instead of just shooting him herself? You know, like, why does she have to do it? Which is whatever. Like, it's her show, of course.
Yeah.
And she's probably the only person. Well, I guess he's got the training, but he's probably not strong enough to handle a bazooka blast.
Yeah.
And she's standing in the middle of this place.
Yep.
Wielding a bazooka.
And people are now the zapping stops after he gets shot with the crossbow.
Yeah.
And then everybody just kind of like dusts themselves off. Like,
they're like,
what
that
was that?
weird.
That was weird. What happened?
Did we all
then?
just have a seizure together? Like,
nobody turns to see a woman with a bazooka. Nobody turns to see a giant blue guy. Everyone's just kind of like, what was that?
When do they start running? Because at some point they all start running. Is it
They
after?
start running after Buffy shoots him with a bazooka. And they're not even running, like they're not trying to escape. It's just like they're running back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was so in disbelief at that point.
So Buffy pulls out the bazooka. She's got the bazooka. The judge is just standing there. Drusilla and Angel see that, and they're no fools. They start slow motion running away.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And the judge just stands there like, what is that thing?
Yeah. Well, he's also supremely confident that like this isn't going to hurt me anyway.
Yeah, I'm confused how he got split up in the first place if he's so powerful.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then so then they shoot him. He explodes there all over the place. But my question is, the whole thing is like no weapon forged against me could hurt him. No weapon forged can hurt him.
Yeah.
So the bazooka is not a forged weapon, I guess?
It doesn't make sense, Vance.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, oh, a forged meaning like it has to be like swords or something in the fire. But
I guess like a blacksmith's weapon or something.
But
like
then the crossbow should still hurt him.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't be necessarily forged.
I don't know. But
yeah,
the visual of Buffy in a crowded movie theater shooting a bazooka.
Yeah.
And like you said, the judge is just standing there and Buffy has to like click so many buttons in order to make this bazooka work.
And I'm pretty sure they only got one shot.
Yeah.
So like if he dodged that, they'd be screwed.
And then after it hits the judge, Angel and Drusilla's stunt doubles jump over the railing and they land, and Drusilla and Angel are like, oh my God, that just shot a fucking bazooka. We dodged a bazooka bullet, dude.
Drusilla's freaking out.
Oh, she starts screaming and wailing. Yeah. She's freaking the fuck out. Yeah. And she's freaking out, but the woman behind her is just laying on the ground kind of like, what was that all about? Like, what's going on? Like, she's way more calm than Drusilla is.
Yeah.
So then all of the vampires start to scramble because they're like, oh my God, she just killed the judge with a bazooka. Because the judge, there's like a bunch of black smoke and everything. And Drusilla runs to escape. Angel starts to run to escape. He's pushing people out of his way. And Buffy's like, no, I'm going to get you, Angel. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, you all pick up the scattered pieces of the judge. Leave Angel to me.
I'm like, is there pieces of him left? Like,
right?
They hit him dead center with that thing. Like, I think we don't have to worry about the pieces being reformed again.
Yeah. Like, even if there are pieces, there's like a bajillion pieces.
Yeah. There's just charred bits of him everywhere. And it's such a... the show does this a lot, but it's very anticlimactic judge finish. Like, I mean, it's cool, bazooka, but like, he's not a threat. None
he was supposed to bring about the apocalypse.
And they were like, oh, all we have to do is hit him with a military weapon?
Oh, you know what stops the apocalypse bringer? A bazooka.
Yeah. This is really promoting the U.S. Army. Not their security and the way they watch stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like the weapons work.
And even after the judges died, he is smoking.
Yeah.
It's how you know he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. He's on fire.
But it is like, you see the scattered remains of the judge, and it is still like a fully formed arm and shit.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, fine. Like, I'm like, please, let's not bring this character back again.
Well, like, now the gang is like tasked with picking up, and Cordelia's like, ew, why do we gotta pick up the scattered remains? And, you know, they're all picking up arms and stuff, and Oz sees an arm, and he's like, here's an arm. But then we get to the main event here. We get Buffy versus Angel. And then the sprinklers are going off, so you can't see the stunt doubles' faces as well, which is very good.
I mean, you gotta have a fight in the rain, and this is the best way to do it.
Yeah. So they are going at it. They're wailing on each other. Angel's throwing quips at her about like, oh, you know, you weren't that good, or like, blah, 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 blah. And Buffy is all business. She's kicking his ass. She throws his face through a glass like snack container and then lifts him up through the other side.
I thought that was pretty cool because normally you throw a man, you pull him out, but she threw him in and then lifted.
Yeah, smash him through another glass thing. Yeah. He's manhandling her too. Like he also is like, his quips are like, "That's the best you got. Don't give up on me now."
He had a good move where he like grabbed her by the head, spun her, and then from that spin did like a kick to her face. Yeah, it was like it's some interesting choreography in this fight.
Yeah, this was a great fight.
Yeah.
And, you know, then eventually Buffy goes mega berserk and starts just beating the shit out of Angel. And she throws him into a corner, and then she pulls out a spike to kill him.
I don't know where she's holding on to that thing, but sure.
Right? It's a big spike, too. And then she's holding it, and she's staring at Angel. And then he's basically like, you don't have the guts to kill me. And then she's holding on to it, and then she drops the spike, and he's like, I knew you didn't have it in you. And then this is where the show lost me.
Yep.
And then this is where the masterfully done episode loses me. Buffy lowers the spike. Angel says, I knew you didn't have it in you. Buffy kicks him in the balls, and then he like goes cross-eyed like, oh.
No, it turns into like a weird sitcom.
Oh
God. It's so dumb. It's
awful.
It's hilariously dumb.
And then Buffy turns around and walks away, and she's like, I got time. Something.
She's like, I can't kill you now, but give me time.
Yeah, give me time. And she walks away, and Angel's on the floor, cross-eyed, like, oh, my vampire balls.
And if they would have cut to the next scene and it was Xander punching Buffy in the face, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. Dude, this vampire has sworn to kill all your friends.
Yeah.
Stop letting him go. I get it. You've had sex with him. You're a little hurt. But this dude was working with the people that tried to kill you, Spike and Drusilla, to bring about the apocalypse.
Yes. Not just like your friends. They're trying to bring about the end of the world.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think you get to kick him in the balls and go, all right, next time. I'm like, if I'm Willow, I'm like, oh, so now I have to just he knows where I live.
Yeah.
He's been invited into my house once.
Yes.
According to the rules, he can come back in.
Yeah.
Buffy, stab him.
Yeah, dude. I don't care. There's other dudes.
I'm sorry. Like, we'll get you into therapy. We'll get through this. But
hey,
please.
Buffy, have you noticed how courageous Xander's been lately? There's other dudes.
Yeah.
What about that guy Owen that liked the drama? Go back to that guy.
Yeah.
But the murderous, rampaging vampire, you just give him a crotch shot?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
And his face.
It's so cartoony.
Like, he was such a badass this whole episode, and then cross-eyed nut kick face. I hated it.
How has Buffy not been nut kicking all the vampires?
I didn't know that vampires could get hurt like that. I guess. Because they can get punched and it hurts or whatever,
they
they
can sex up a Slayer, so sure.
God damn, dude. So after this, Giles drops Buffy off at home in he now has like a Porsche or something, like an old school like Aston Martin.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Some kind of sports car. And he drops her off and he's like, hey, you know that this isn't over yet, right? And Buffy's like, I know.
Yeah, it's not over because you didn't stab her in the chest.
Yeah. And then Giles gives her this like, you know, Buffy's super emo and she's like, I just, you know, I loved him. And then Giles gives her like, look, I know you loved him. I'm not here to judge you. I could give you the guilt trip if you really wanted, but I don't think that's going to be helpful. What I'm here to do is I'm here to support you and I'm here to help you. And I want what's best for you. And we'll find a way to make this work. Yeah. And I was like, all right, now we're back into another great scene.
Yeah, very supportive, very supportive Giles, which is good because he's been clueless about her losing her virginity to Angel, but he's really like, hey, you loved him and he apparently loved you. Like I could tell.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, he made so many sacrifices for you. Like, I know that he loved you too. Yeah. So I know that what you're going, or he says something like, I can't imagine what you're going through, but like, I'm here to support you. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And I was like, this is great. Now we're back to the greatness.
Yeah. Oh no, a lot of the character moments are really good in this. Yeah.
Yeah. So Buffy goes back to her home and her mom, and Buffy and her mom are watching this old like Casablanca type movie.
That's what you call any old movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch old movies. One of those movies where everybody talks like, nah, see, let me tell you something, kid. Just watching one of those old timey musicals.
This scene is sad for multiple reasons.
Oh, yes, it is. Buffy's mom comes around from the kitchen and she's got 2 cupcakes and one of them has a candle. And she's like, sorry, I didn't get to bake you a cake or get you a cake, but
like,
I got these 2 cupcakes. I hope that's fine.
And we can go to the mall tomorrow.
We'll go to the mall Saturday, so don't worry about it. And Buffy's got a 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
And the mom is like, well, here you go. Hope you don't make me sing, though, right? And Buffy's like, no, you don't have to sing. And then the mom lights the candle on the cake. And Buffy is just staring at it. And the mom's like, all right, well, make a wish. And I was like, oh, this could be cool. And Buffy just goes, I'm just going to let this fire burn. And then just like lays down on her mom. And her mom's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Like, if you're the mom, is there something more you should do here?
Yeah, you're signing up Buffy for therapy the next day.
Like, there's something up. And you think she would want to try to at least like poke at it a little bit and then realize, okay, I'm not going to get anywhere. Instead of like, and it's like, when was Buffy's birthday?
It was the last episode.
That was technically her birthday day?
Yeah. Yeah, because they had the surprise party and then she spent the night at Angel. So it was the next. So this episode is the day after her birthday.
So the day after her birthday, the mom is giving her the cupcakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the episode.
Yeah. Sad Buffy at the end.
Mad emo, dude.
Yeah, this episode's got a lot going into it. You know?
I loved 99% of this episode.
I do think at Angel, instead of her nut kicking him and letting him get away, like he could just do the thing where he's like, oh, we were fighting, and then just scramble out, just do the scramble, run away. Or
just kick him in the face or something, like incapacitate, like kick him through the wall, into the wall.
Yeah, he goes to the, you kick him, he falls out of a window. You go to see him, but he's gotten up and run away. You're like,
there we go.
Away. Like, just
there we go.
That's what happens. Like 90% of these fight scenes is like punch. Oh, I'll get you next time. Oh, we didn't bring up this in the cowboy episode. But when she's fighting him at that arcade, he like punches him. She punches him, and then he does a flip, and the hat falls off, and he catches the hat.
Oh.
And it's a really good, I'm mad we didn't bring it up because it's a really good visual. And I wonder if they did that on purpose or was it accidental. But he does a flip and he catches the hat when it falls off, puts it on and looks back and be like, I'll see you again, and runs off.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So if Angel could have had a moment like that, where his coat gets ripped off or something, it looks like a cape, like a Dracula cape or something.
Oh.
That would be cool. Like something like that, and he runs away. I just didn't want her to let him get away.
Yeah. Like, that's such a great, different scene. Like, she kicks him through the window, and then he gets up. They have, like, a stare down at each other, and then he just runs away.
Yeah. Just, yeah, like, oh, she's, like, they look and they know, like, we're hunting each other. Like, that is something, but not a nut kick. But I think the nut kick was, like, supposed to be satisfying for, like, any girl who was screwed over by some guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so stupid. It was so stupid looking.
Yeah.
But that's it. Do you have any final thoughts about this episode, Vance?
Sex equals happiness.
Yep, sex equals true happiness.
True, if he has a moment of true bliss. Not like he saw a puppy and he was like, that was really cute, and his heart took. Not like he was given a gift on Christmas like the Grinch. It's like, nope.
Wasn't happy when he gave her the Claddagh ring.
No, not happy with Claddagh ring. Not happy when she told him she loved him.
Nope, that's nothing. He's got to get that dick in her.
Yeah, not happy when they killed the master. Nope.
So that's it. Thank you for listening, everybody, to this episode on Innocence. Like we said earlier, rate and review, subscribe. Instagram at BoysWatchingBuffy. Email BoysWatchingBuffy@gmail.com if you have any questions or you want to write in, say how much you love the show.
Yeah.
If you hate the show, keep it to yourself, please.
If you hate the show, why are you still listening?
Yeah, if you're an hour and 20 minutes in. But so I caught a glimpse of this thumbnail for the next episode.
I did too.
So the prediction, I feel like, is a little...
I don't know the title, though. I don't know the title.
The title of the next episode is Phases.
Phases. Well, with the glimpse that I saw,
yeah,
I'm going to think this has something to do with the moon.
Yeah. Has something to do with the moon and a little furry creature that comes out during a certain phase of the moon.
We have been predicting that there would be a werewolf episode. And we thought the hyena one was going to be that. But
it took only 27 episodes.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're getting a werewolf episode next time, everybody.
It's going to be a nice break from this two-parter. Yeah.
I'm jazzed about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be back to like the campiness, I guess, a little bit.
Or just the story of the week kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like less Spike, less Drusilla. Let's just get a silly little story going.
Yeah. We need a break from the serious drama. But I mean, I'm loving the serious drama.
Yeah. I mean, you got to sprinkle that in. Yeah.
I'm invested.
Yeah.
But werewolves next time, it seems like. So, yeah, once again, thank you for listening, everybody, and stay tuned next time for when we talk about the episode Phases.
It just means that you'd rather be with someone you hate than be with me.
Tune into the Salsa Kings Network. Crack one open if you dare, creeps.